We first took over the shop back in March 1984, the 16th of March. It was a shop that was specialising in home-cooked meats. It was an off-licence. We had bread and cakes that we had from Luke Evans' bakery over at Somercotes. And so we carried on that business, that trade. There were so many little tales. The quarries were still reasonably busy then, and we had two particular old quarrymen that used to come in, had been long retired. We would have a conversation with them, and until they happened to be in the shop together, and then they went into a dialect that I could not understand a word they were talking about, and then they would talk to us again, and they would I could suddenly understand them. It was really quite strange. Both of those gentlemen used to come in each week for their joint of boiled bacon. Yeah, I'd forgotten about those. Looking back, the majority of the customers in those days were really little old ladies. You know, little old ladies who shopped here virtually day after day. Probably their mothers had shopped here, and probably their grannies had shopped here. As we started to move more into the mid-80s, the whole character of the town started to change. There were a lot of people moved into the town who really worked out of town but lived here, and so the local shopping habits changed. People would shop on the way to work or on the way home from work. Less people shopped actually in town. Things changed, but we were very fortunate because we were fairly near to the Anthony Gell School. Over a period, we had one or two of the school kids would come in and ask us if we could make a cob or something like that. And so we started dealing with them, and as time went on, more of the Gell pupils started coming in, and after a period we thought, well, you know, this is probably where the future lies as far as the shop is concerned.